Resilience Radio.
Oceanside's most wanted evening show every Thursday, 4:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. No, look, check it out. I was on Facebook the other day. I ran across this Facebook post. It was sad, but there was some discrepancy behind it. What it was they had. Now let me get you to understand this. I did see. The post talked about a 13-year-old girl and her parents throwing her a baby shower. She was pregnant, she was 13 years old, and her parents threw her a baby shower, right? And in the picture, you see a bunch of other young little girls.
Her friends, I'm assuming.
Okay. And all of the comments and stuff that was down on there, people started saying stuff like, ain't no way in the world I'd let my daughter go to no 13-year-old girl's baby shower. And then some of the argument was they couldn't believe that the parents of the 13-year-old girl would have a baby shower for their daughter. As if, and they explained it by saying, that's like condoning her for having a baby.
Well, we already passed that part, so it's like.
Now, for those that know what I'm talking about, the article, there is another post that I saw where they said people need to stop lying. That girl in the picture was 19 years old. Whether she's 19 or 13, we just talking about the concept.
Right, not that particular girl.
Right. Now the concept. Should a 13-year-old girl, first of all, we're talking about just turned teen pregnancy, not just teen pregnancy, barely teen pregnancy. She's 13 years old. We've known girls at least I've personally known girls as young as 12 that was at least pregnant. Mm-hmm. They were 13 when they had the baby. But I remember them being 12 when they were pregnant, and they did have a baby shower for this 12-year-old girl. I wasn't there. I did send a gift. Is it wrong, or what's wrong with throwing your 13-year-old daughter a baby shower?
I really do not see anything wrong with that. I mean, at the end of the day, if she has a kid, alright, that's already, it happened, you know what I mean? You can't really do much about it. It's not like she's gonna go and abort the kid, first of all. So it's like, she's having it, so why wouldn't you throw a baby shower to help it out? Like, that's why it kind of weird for me, because it's like, so you're not going to throw a baby shower for what reason? Like, that's kind of like how it goes, I guess. Like, you have a baby, throw a baby shower, whatever. You get help by people, whatever. Like, is that bad to get help by people? I understand her age, and maybe parents are like, I'm not having my child go to a teenager's baby shower because it's like, oh, maybe it's like, they're thinking like, oh, it's okay to have a baby. But in a sense, it's like, I really don't see anything wrong with it. Like, she should have a baby shower.
I think people need to mind their business, and if you don't want your kid to go to the 13-year-old baby shower, don't.
This ain't about minding your own business.
It is minding. It is.
When you put something out on Facebook, it's everybody's business.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not saying people commenting on it. What I'm saying is that if you have an issue with this 13-year-old having a baby shower, why is it a concern for your family or for your child? Just don't send them. Why are you downplaying the parent that is throwing the baby shower? Maybe that's their way of best supporting their child. Obviously, they already decided that this 13-year-old's going to have the baby. So we're past that. It's not about if it's right or wrong for her to have a baby. Why shouldn't she get the support that a 19-year-old would get?
I get that. But that ain't the angle of this conversation.
Then what is?
The angle of the conversation is not that the people whose comment need to mind their business.
That was just part of my comment. Why don't you focus on one little
because
thing
I want you to concentrate on the concept.
I am.
The question is, why shouldn't you or why should you? if I'm arguing this is why you shouldn't tell me mind my own business when I'm answering a question.
That was just part of my comment.
Well, your comment sucks.
That was part of my comment.
Your comment
and I
sucks.
went on to say, okay, if you want the direct answer, then yes, she should be able to throw herself, or her family should be able to throw her a baby shower. Whether she's 10 years old and they decide to let her have a baby, or whether she's 20 years old.
If my daughter.
It's not about your daughter though. Are we talking about this one specific thing?
No,
just in
we're talking about the concept.
The concept, honestly.
And you're right, it sure ain't about my daughter.
Yeah.
So
Because my daughter wouldn't be here to have no doggone baby shower.
Okay, so you don't think she should have a baby shower?
I didn't say that. I said if it was my daughter, she wouldn't be here to have one.
Okay, so what's your opinion?
She would have been dead if she was my daughter.
No threats
She
or acts of violence.
She wouldn't have made it to the baby shower.
Oh, Lord.
No. But my thoughts, it don't matter. Listen. I understand. I can understand the concern because the comment that is made is the reason why they think that they should not have thrown her one is because they're condoning. They feel like that is condoning her for having a baby, being sexually active, and trying to be grown. Now you a mother, and they're condoning that. Truth of the matter is, if she's 13, she ain't gonna be no mother to this baby.
Yeah, mama's about to raise the baby anyways.
Right.
But at the same time, like, condoning, it's like, it's a little late for that. Like, isn't it a little late to be worried about if they're condoning or not? And it's like, if that's what that family chooses, how they choose to support that 13-year-old, like, the fact of the matter is we live in a day and age where 13-year-olds are having kids.
That's why they want you to sit there.
What happened?
I mean, I don't know. I think that for me, my perspective would be that it would be, if that's something, I'm sure they already went through their trials and obstacles of the shock of her being pregnant in the first place.
Yeah,
So it's like, if they got to the point where, like, I would be more concerned if they were gonna throw her out the house because she is pregnant. So now we got this repetitive cycle. Now this girl is 13, homeless on the streets with a baby. I think that if that's the decision that they made, to support her, the family's gonna raise a baby. I think you're right that she's 13. She's not gonna know how to raise a child. She's gonna need a lot of support and help. But why not give her a better start? And like I said, I get the concern of having other 13, 14-year-olds there because, yeah, now they're gonna be, oh, her baby shower was fun. I want to have a baby. Sometimes that's how our minds kind of work.
Would you allow your 13-year-old to go to another 13-year-old girl's baby shower?
Yeah.
I would.
If Tiana's friend was pregnant right now, I would.
If I had a kid and she like her best friend was pregnant, I would be like, yeah, show your support.
I'll help her
and
do the
stuff.
decorations, and I'm gonna make Tiana go help her set up, and I'll make.
I don't
Tiana
see how
help
it's
clean up
bad to
too.
show support. That's really basically what it is. Like it's support. It's supporting the own baby. Like a life's about to be made at the end of the day. So it's like it's supporting a life of a kid. Like even though she's young, it happened. It's not like they're gonna do it. Like it happened.
Right,
You can't do
why
anything
make
about
it
it.
harder for her?
Yeah.
It's already gonna be hard enough for her to be a 13-year-old mom in the first place.
Still having to go to
Why
school
make
and
it
stuff.
harder
Yeah.
to make her feel like she know in her mind like this probably wasn't the best decision, but I don't know why she decided to go through with the pregnancy. It could be lots of reasons, whatever the case is. But why make it harder? That's where we fall into a lot of problems. I think condemning her for a choice that really is not anybody else's concern except her and that child and the mom, whoever's gonna have to help support raise her. But yeah, I will let my daughter go. I'll go too.
But I would tell her like, yo, like this is a sport, you know what I mean? But I would really like, I'd be like, look at, it's a beautiful thing, right? But also look at the consequences that it has to bring. Like, don't just think it's just this amazing thing. Like, it happened, it is what it is.
About the struggles.
Yeah, be real about the struggles, because, you know, it is an amazing thing, but there's going to become a lot of, like, obstacles in this amazing little thing. You know what I mean? So, I would tell her, like, yo, like, go support your friend, you know what I mean? Like, go support, be there for her, be there for the struggles, but I'll be like, look how it's great, but also put that in your shoes and see how, like, you'd have to try and finish school, you'd have to do all this oh, my bad. You'd have to do all this stuff without you'd have to do all this stuff with having a kid just to make, it's just gonna add extra stress. So I'd like try and give her like a little like thing before I allow her to go, but I think supporting isn't bad.
Right.
And I think too, that's kind of, to me, because I was a teen mom, and so.
I was a teen dad.
How old were you when you had your first kid?
I think I was 16.
16? Yeah, I got pregnant at 16.
And she was 15.
I could not imagine.
She was in the 9th grade. So
I'm 16 and
she
I
might have been
could not
14.
imagine having a kid right now.
She
I already have so much stuff going on that I'm just doing with like work,
well,
school,
and I think
like,
that's kind of what I'm thinking is like, that's like, to me, it's very similar to saying, like, if I talk to I had Tiana when I was 17, so that's like the same as me talking to her about my pregnancy with her childbirth, that time in my life. That's like almost the same as saying that I'm condoning that's okay for her to be pregnant at 17. That's not what I'm telling her. That's part of her life. That's part of our life, and that's me explaining to her, like, this was not easy, but this is what happened. This is what it is. And I think, honestly, her going to a shower like that, and then also being friends with somebody who has a child, sitting next to them, seeing the struggles that they're going through, because friends talk, girls talk. I think that is more of a prevention than anything than telling her, no, don't go to the baby shower because you can't have a baby when you're 13.
Just earlier you said that that would stimulate them to want to have one.
No, I was saying that's what the thought process, I can understand that that's what some parents' thought process
Yeah.
would be. I don't think that that's what it would do. I think the best prevention is firsthand experience. If your best friend got a baby and y'all the same age, you're gonna see firsthand how difficult that is, and you're gonna see. I don't want to be up 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm trying to spend the night at my homegirl's house, and the baby's out here crying. I think that's the best prevention. But I can see where some parents, to me, is kind of a closed-minded approach of where they could see that might want to influence somebody to go the opposite way.
Right.
I don't agree with that, but I guess I can understand it.
yeah.
Well, what do you think about the people that is saying, okay, now, I mean, really understand where they're coming from. They're saying, or some of them are saying, that I don't think that it's right for my 13-year-old daughter to go to another 13-year-old girl's baby shower, because the 13-year-old girl that's pregnant shouldn't even be having a baby shower. They're condoning what she did. Do you think that throwing her a baby shower is condoning what she did? And if you allow your daughter to go, are you condoning the girl for having a baby?
I get what you mean, but like I'm pretty sure she's having the baby. She's pregnant. So it's like the parents kind of already talked about it, you know what I mean? They're already like, it wasn't your best choice. Like, you're going to go through a lot of stuff now, and it's going to just be extra harder. It's going to be like 20 times more the stress, because you're also having to deal with this. Like how you said, waking up at 3 in the morning when you're trying to go to your homegirl's house, you can't. You have to take care of the baby, but it happened. You know what I mean? So it's like having the baby shower, I guess it could be condoning, because it's like, yeah, it's whatever, but I don't see how, like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here, but it's like, it already happened, you know what I mean? So it's like, why would you not have the baby shower? Why wouldn't you not show the support? Because at the end of the day, they probably already had a talk, and I bet you every day she's going to get a talk like, you probably didn't do the best idea, blah, 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 but she's not going to go and abort the baby, you know what I mean? Like,
and we don't know what their approach is. Like, we're looking from the out, or the commentary is looking from the outside in. We don't know what discussions have been had of like, all right, well, you about to have, maybe it was her choice. She wanted to have the baby. And we don't know, the parents could have discussed, like, when that baby wake up in the morning, I'm not getting up out of bed. I'm not going to make the bottle. Like, we don't know what kind of dynamic is going on. So I don't necessarily think it's condoning. To me, I look at it, I receive it as it being a supportive family dynamic, it being real life stuff happens.
yeah.
That's the same. To me, it's similar as like, if I catch my child smoking weed, I'm not going to go buy them weed, but I'm also not going to be like, I'm not going to condone it, but I'm also going to create an environment where they're going to be able to be open and honest with me about the struggles that they're having and trying to kind of sway them the other way. And so I don't think that it's condoning necessarily or condoning that the action is okay.
Okay, when I was a teen, and I had got my son's mother and daughter's mother pregnant. I believe I was 15, she was 14. And the parents came to terms to say, okay, she pregnant. But I don't want this man not to support my daughter. I don't want this kid that my daughter's going to birth to grow up without this man supporting the family support, my family support. So I remember they felt like, well, she's already pregnant, what more can happen? We was in high school. We lived in 2 separate houses. So one day I remember asking her, hey, ask your parents if you can come spend the night. And I don't know what was going through their parents' mind, but they did. And they let her come over. So we got in the habit of spending time together and spending the night at each other's houses while we were in high school, 14, 15 years old. After the baby had happened, after the baby was birthed, it wasn't long when we had my daughter, still young, because they condoned the relationship that I had. They created an environment for her to be open.
They might have condoned it, but maybe they thought that you would have more like of a respect towards them to not get their daughters pregnant. Maybe
I got her pregnant. How they?
Is this before or after?
After.
We were sneaking around. You know, I would come to their house early in the morning before school, but the parents would be going to work. That was the meetup spot. And she ended up getting pregnant one day, and that was that. But during the pregnancy, her parents came to terms to say, well, what more can happen? Well, a whole lot can happen. So they encouraged the relationship to stand, which I appreciated. Because just because she was pregnant, I still liked her.
I'm just playing.
You know what I'm saying? I was still in
I
love.
appreciate that from
You
a
know?
15-year-old boy too.
Yeah, for real though.
She appreciated it.
No, I know.
This was, it wasn't that, anyway, but the thing is that it was almost as if they stopped parenting.
And I think that's.
I don't care if my daughter is pregnant, I care. But if she ever got pregnant at 14, and then the boy say, ask your parents if you can come spend the night. What's going on in my head ain't, well, what more can happen? Whole lot more. Whole lot more sexual activity is going to happen. You spent the night.
I mean, that's
Where's she gonna
that's
sleep?
individual though. Like that's a parent. Like some parents can feel like that. Like I know a couple.
I only mentioned it because you said about if one of your kids will start smoking weed and you call them, you want to create an environment where they can be open. And I'm not going to condone it, but I'm going to create an environment where they can be open. Open to what?
Open
To tell you the truth every time they smoke.
I mean, if at minimum.
Okay,
yeah.
so that's what they did to me. They created an environment for us to have this open relationship and not, hey, they already know we already sleeping with each other because you're pregnant, so we might as well just keep on doing it, and they ain't saying nothing. At a young age?
Well, I mean, maybe at that time for them, that's what they felt was the right decision. I'm sure they realized later on that probably wasn't the best approach. But I mean, we don't have no guidebook on parenting.
No, but you got some common sense on making right and wrong decisions.
Well, I mean, that's probably a mistake. Well, not even a mistake.
Well, you said,
know how they look at it.
I'm basing that off of a statement you made about creating an environment for your daughter to be open about the things she do. I agree with creating an environment for your daughter to be open, but I question what the environment looked like.
Well, if I had all the answers, I'd be writing a parenting book.
Well, you ought to write one.
Well, when I figure
Write one there and then put that in there so I can go and debunk your
when
book.
I figure this
Okay.
stuff out, I will.
Like honestly,
Okay, look at her. She smoked weed, she drank, she do all that kind of
Why
stuff,
you
right?
putting her on blast?
Yeah,
like
what the
that?
heck?
What? Ain't that why you here?
Nah, this is
No.
a church station.
This a church station?
Yeah, you on the wrong show.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Pastor Larry.
Okay, nah, so this is what I'm trying to say. Basically, like,
Do you smoke?
no, I
Do
don't.
you drink?
No, I don't.
Oh, you on probation?
Yeah, I am.
DUI.
Basically, let me finish. Stop putting me on
She's
blast
not
like
even on
that.
probation yet.
I am on probation.
No, you're not.
What?
You're just in the anyways. we're talking
One home
about later.
supervision, I think.
You're not on anything right now.
I'm not gonna
She
do it
is.
anyway. I
Anyways,
go to
she's not on
Oregon.
probation.
She got that VCR box wrapped around her leg.
Oh, she don't. It's
Not
off.
anymore.
Oh,
It's
okay.
been off.
I mean, I
Anyways,
haven't even met my probation
Wi-Fi.
officer.
you don't
that
have a
Wi-Fi.
probation officer. I just talked to. Anyways.
Yeah, you need to talk because I'm confused. I'm about to go to Oregon too, so that's probably why. Like,
You don't have, you're not even on probation yet.
bro, what?
But don't pretend you are. Anyways,
Gosh, man, what? Okay, anyways, so not the point, but what is it? Basically, like, if I were to have kids, yeah, I would of course make a safe environment. Like, of course, I wanted to. If they tell me to smoke weed, alright, you smoke weed, like. I'm gonna tell them, like, do not buy it from no stranger. If you're gonna do it in a safe place. Do it in the damn backyard or something.
That what she talking about.
And even for like sexual activity, like I'll be like, okay, you had a kid, now I'm putting you on birth control because
Well,
it's not gonna
what I was
happen no
thinking.
more.
That's what I was thinking when you were saying that.
I'm
Like,
about
I
to
feel,
go buy a chastity
I
belt.
feel-
That's what I'm
I
gonna
feel
buy.
like there's
Chastity
a
belt?
place where that's where the individual. That's what I was saying with the individual parenting has to come in. Like, yes, there's a. I feel like there is a way to accept the fact my child is sexually active. Clearly, she's having a baby. She's not the Virgin Mary, so we know how this happened. And having those conversations to figure out she's not just gonna stop having sex after she has a baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe if birth control is a way that you feel as a parent is a way to create that safe environment, will educating her, if helping her go to the clinic and talking about absence, whatever the case is, I think that part is very, very much up to that particular family dynamic. I don't think there is a right answer or a right or wrong way to do it. I think that you have to figure it out along the way.
There's not a right answer.
I don't think there's a right how to parent. No, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I don't
There's
think
definitely some wrong.
there's definitely wrong. But I
Okay, so
think
then there
that-
got to be a right way.
But there's one set right way to parent every
No.
single child.
No, I'm just saying there is a right way. You're talking scenarios. In scenarios, whenever scenarios come in, there's a right way to deal with a scenario. There's a wrong way to
So
deal
what's
with
the
it.
right way to
It's
deal
not.
with the baby
It's not
shower
that it's
scenario?
only one way to do it. There's many ways to do it. There's many right ways to
Okay, well
parent.
that's what I meant.
But
Sorry, I
there's
didn't
really-
say it like that. That's what I meant.
Well, didn't say that. Don't be talking about there ain't no right way to parent.
So then, like how she said, what's a right way
So what's
to
the right way to handle the baby shower thing?
and a 13-year-old pregnant?
Since you
Well,
know everything.
Yeah.
Which means
very-
since I know everything, I haven't even commented on it. I've been asking the
I
question.
didn't mean to
I
say
haven't
it
even
out loud.
commented.
That was a thought in my head. It wasn't supposed to go on the microphone.
Yeah, that's the problem with your thinking.
I know. I go
Problem with your
I
thinking.
go to therapy for it.
Oh
Therapy-
gosh.
Therapy is wrong.
What?
Who are you to say that?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about the baby shower.
Your therapist sit there
My-
and drink with you, and y'all both share your problems and drink your sorrows away.
I don't even drink.
Look at him
first
just
of all.
like go at everybody.
My
You know, one
therapist-
time we're gonna put you on blast on
My
this
therapist
because you
doesn't
always
drink.
just put everybody on blast in this dang show.
I didn't put her on blast.
You
She
put me
told
on
me she-
blast?
Talking about me and my therapist drink. during-
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that's not like come on now, Larry.
Yeah, we do lines and we pop pills too.
Yeah,
and
totally.
talk about our problems.
But who are you to say a
I know-
therapist doesn't help when actually some people have gotten a lot better off
I don't
of it?
like therapists.
And
One thing I don't
then
like
you
about
don't-
Guys,
therapists.
we only got 3
don't.
minutes. We're not
Well,
talking
then
about
you
therapy.
don't.
We're talking about the baby shower.
Baby shower.
We'll
In
talk
my
about therapy
opinion,
next week.
I think that it is a good idea because it's a support. They probably already had to talk about it, saying like, you know, you're gonna go through this, and that. But it happened. It happened, and they're not gonna do much. You can't do much about it unless they have an abortion, which I don't think they are. So like, you might as well just go show your
I would
support.
hope not. If they
Yeah,
already have a
really.
baby shower.
For real, for
I'm pretty
real.
sure it's illegal.
If it was, I guess if it was me, I kind of understand. I'm not saying that it's wrong, but if it was my kid, I wouldn't have done it.
So would you let your
So
kid
if
go to
your
the baby
kid
shower?
had a baby, you would have her abort the child, or be like, you messed up. There's gonna be a lot of things happening.
No, we're not talking about abortion. No, we're talking about the baby
Abortion
shower.
is not even the subject.
But no, what I'm saying is like, so if you were to have a kid,
If she was 13 years old
and she so happened to be pregnant.
and she so happened to get pregnant.
You just wouldn't throw her the baby shower.
You
wouldn't throw
wouldn't.
her a celebration.
Why? Why?
No. It wouldn't be that I wouldn't. If I was to throw a baby shower, it would be privately with family.
With family.
I wouldn't put it all out there for her
Okay,
school
yeah.
friends to attend, and
I
I
think
wouldn't
that's a
do
good
it.
median.
I wouldn't have did
me
that.
too.
I
Yeah.
think that's a good median.
I wouldn't have did that, and I wouldn't have did it simply not because of her age, not because I would have did it for her own privacy.
I agree. I think because even look at what
That is
she's
me.
being subject to.
That is me as a father trying to consider the emotion and the emotional abuse. If this girl is 13, if she is really 13, I can only imagine how she feels about herself now after she saw that Facebook post.
Right. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Oceanside's most wanted evening show every Thursday, 4:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast.